Hi there, I'm Ben and welcome to part 5 of my Let's Platinum Bioshock 2 walkthrough. If you want to know what we are doing here, this is the first video that you're watching, you're seeing, then go to the first video, which is going to be linked in the corner in the top now, and I talk about all the missable trophies and exactly what we're doing here. We're getting the platinum on Bioshock 2 in a single playthrough of the game, getting all the trophies in one go. And I'll explain all about missable trophies and how long it's going to be. Talk for about 10 minutes there at the beginning of that video. As always, there are timestamps in the description with regards to collectibles and the trophies that I get during this part. Hopefully you'll be getting the same trophies as me. We should be getting Master Hacker finally for hacking from a distance. Look at you, Hacker, for getting 50 kills with hackers, with hacked bots or things like that. I'll just explain there. I picked up some Eve then. Whenever you're in a water section, which is, I think these are the best looking parts of the game, to be honest. There's a really good one at the end of this mission. There, you can see it in that tube. I just noticed it there. That's Adam. So it's only a small amount, it's 10. But it's also always worth having a quick look around in these water sections for a bit of Adam. We may also get the big spender. I get it. You may also get it. The big spender trophy for spending 2,000 in vending machines. And that's pretty much it with regards to missable trophies and trophies that we've been working on. We'll be getting quite a lot of research done here as well. This is sort of, I don't know, it's sort of a side mission, you could say. It is a full area, obviously, but there's not much going on. There is just lots and lots of fighting. As you can see, there's a new type of Big Daddy in this area. He has a grenade launcher, arguably the easiest type because you can get telekinesis and just throw the grenades back at them, and they don't have any other form of attack. They do throw out little mini turrets as well, but the same applies there. You can just throw them back at them. So if you keep your distance and just use telekinesis, you can deal with them quite easily. Also, Winter Blast is really good against these and most enemies, to be honest. So yeah, we've just come from Pauper's Drop. We're in Siren Alley now. We're supposed to be going to Dionysus, but as you saw at the beginning there, our train got blown up and we are now here. This bit is mainly fighting. There obviously are collectibles and things like that, audio diaries and tonics and things. But we'll be doing 6 gathers. So that's killing 3 big daddies, doing 6 gathers, 2 each with the little sisters, and then killing a big sister, and then there is a big boss fight at the end of this as well. And in between there's obviously the splicers and things like that. So you want to be researching all the time. You've got the leadhead splicers are here, the spider splicers get introduced in this part, and you should be able to finish their research off in this area. There are so many of them and they're really annoying. Brute splicers are here as well, so you should be able to finish their research off. I do. By the end of this one, I just have Big Daddy and Big Sister left, so hopefully you can get through most of the research here as well. Don't worry if you don't, because there obviously are things later on, but there is a big chunk of it. Just make it your priority. You want to be getting it out of the way. So yeah, mainly just prioritize research in this bit. I do buy the rest of the plasmids near the end of this one. We will be getting a lot of Adam. Obviously we're doing a lot of gathering. I buy all of the plasmids that are out of the vending machines, and I get the level 2 from Winter Blast. I don't use it properly. You'll see that I don't. You're supposed to charge level 2 of Winter Blast. I'll explain it all later, but I'm just trying to get to level 3 because that's where it's at its best. What else do we buy? We buy lots of slots. So we're almost done with the Adam. There's just one more slot to buy by the end of this, and get a level 3 plasmid, and then we're free to buy whatever we like. See there, I've just finished research on the leadhead splicer. Get the Thrifty Hacker research reward there, so I don't need to worry about those anymore. You can see how good Winter Blast is. It just so good, and I'll get Eve Saver later on, so it doesn't really cost as much anymore either. So I'm going to just leave it for here, and I'll jump back in when there is something important coming up. So I'll speak to you soon.
Listen, my supplier's got a new shipment of plasmids coming in, and I need you to pick them up from the lab in Hedon Plaza. There's a hidden switch in the shop front. And don't let nobody see you do it. Otherwise, we'll have splicers crawling all over the damn place trying to get a taste.
Hey, bartender! You got a paying customer over here.
As I've mentioned previously, you are free to use the power to the people machines however you like, just as long as you make sure you upgrade one of the weapons to level 3, but I'm pretty sure you've done that by now. I'm working on the minigun, the machine gun at the moment, because it's pretty good and there's not much else going on. The grenade launcher is good afterwards because you can get sort of cluster bombs, and that's really pretty helpful, especially with the last fight and things like that. This is a pretty nasty trap, actually, this bit. You get the guy drop in and then they're shooting you from the outside. If you're lucky, you won't get the guy shooting you from the outside. And then there's 2 grenades they throw as well, one at each doorway. So you're going to have to run back. There, you can see them coming in. So drop back, because they can hurt quite a lot. Now, the Big Daddy has turned up for me here. He might not be in here for you. If not, he'll just be outside. If you do have the rivet gun, like I have, and you have the upgrade where it turns the rivets into flames, or you potentially can set people on fire with it, be careful when using it around a Big Daddy. If one of the enemies that's on fire touches a Big Daddy, that will count as you aggroing the Big Daddy, and he's going to come after you. So be aware of that. So I'm going to take this one down now. Show you how easily. Do I do this one efficiently? I can't remember. I think I go for the telekinesis on this one. Forget to film it, but always make sure you film it. So he's throwing the mini turrets there. Just catch it, throw it back, and then he's throwing the rockets. Unfortunately, yes, I'm using an Eve hypodermic needle there, so he's able to get a grenade in. So just be aware of that. But yeah, I mean, they're that easy. There's just no difficulty to them, really, as long as you're catching and throwing back. And they're all the same in this level. So yeah, not much difficulty to this one. As always, we're going to be using them and brute splicers to our advantage because we have hypnotize still. So you can get them to fight each other. You can get them help you with the big sister later on. And there are so many turrets and bots in this bit that you're going to be able to just have a bot flying next to you for most of the area, to be honest. There's cameras as well, so you can always get the camera to become alerted and then grab a bot for yourself by hacking it, which I do later on. I do sort of mess it up. I was going to load a save and start again, but then I actually had that idea and just thought, yeah, I'll get a load of bots to help me out. So you're going to see that later on as well. Again, there's really not much going on in this bit. It's mainly just get this little sister here now, just clear the way and just gathers lots and lots of gathering and killing big daddies and splicers. I don't think it's in this one. I think it's the gather next after this one. I'm going to do 2 in quick succession here. There's one at the top of the stairs here, and then there's one on the other side of this building. I think it's in the second one where the spider splicer gets introduced. Once they get introduced, that's when this level becomes a bit more difficult, I suppose. But with Winter Blast, you can just freeze them in place and just blast the headshots, and they die really quickly. They can become quite overwhelming if there's a few of them, which does happen in one of the gathers later on. But yeah, there's not much to them. You can obviously use trap balls, do whatever you want to get rid of them. If you do still need the Trapmaster trophy, obviously do that. And that's it. There's this first area, which is obviously it's like an old saloon western type thing going on, and then you move on to another area which is exactly the same, and it's basically a mirror image. So yeah, I'll jump back in when there's something more important, to when there's anything that needs highlighting. So yeah, I'll jump back in then.
She's pregnant! Just come out! I hate waiting! I just want to play!
Looking at me! But I'm so pretty!
Come on!
Where'd you go, lover boy?
I'll negotiate!
I
Hand her over! That's awful rude, running out on me!
Daddy's giving me stores and parties! Adam in my pocket.
Wait, this can't be right!
Not again! Uncivil!
Come on! Bye-bye!
You! Rejection! Ow! I'm always safe with Daddy. This way.
Well, Mr. Diary, Mom's got a new security system to stop me from seeing Amir and the other kids. Like you are, and now we're the best of friends. Isn't that right? Anyway, Amir's got a whole book about the surface. It has India and Ireland and everywhere. Yes, all right, Mr. Diary. If you must know, I do think Amir's kind of pretty for a dog eater. Oh no! Retreat!
Eleanor, come back here at once.
The beast of Ryan lives! Gather the family!
Mother of mercy, I think that was Simon Wales. What's he done to himself? He and his brother were Rapture's architects, but when Doc Lamb came along, Simon got religion. He's got a kind of church down in the pumping station. Expect a reckoning when you arrive.
Daddy, let's get it. Angels remember Mommy. Who is that? I'm a good girl, Mr. Beast. Where angels fall, where roses grow.
Step away! By the minute, do nothing! Hand her over! That's cute! Real cute!
Daddy's mad! Tell the story!
Smart! It's a rat. You little twerp! You shit! Dude!
Angels Universal got the new trick. I can't stand him! No! Not in my eyes!
Your house! You can't ignore me! All this crap in my... I gotta disappear!
So this is one of the more difficult gathers probably. As you can see, there's not much you can sort of hide. The reason I've jumped in here is that the spider splicer there's sort of a surprise one at the end. It didn't happen the first time. He's not supposed to arrive yet, but there you go. So I'll get the first thing there because it's always really quick with the first one. Obviously they're vulnerable to anti-personnel rounds. But yeah, as long as you freeze them and just go for headshots, they are fairly weak. They're just really quick and they get right up on you. Really just don't give up. And that's probably the worst thing about them. So freezing them is the best way to deal with them. Or I find it is anyway. So you see the next thing there I'm going to get is Proud Parent from a little sister gift. That is a similar thing to the first game. You do a certain amount, rescue a certain amount of little sisters and you're going to get gifts like they did in the first game. There's just this teddy bear will appear, and you can see there you get some more Adam, you get a tonic and some money. So it's always nice. And then I'm going to spend some Adam here, and I'm going to get the Winter Blast upgrade. I'm going to get Health Eve, some slots, and the Winter Blast 2. So yeah, we've got the Health and the Eve there. Then we get some Plasmid slots because we need to buy just one more for me after this. It's not available until later in the game. That's how it sort of works. And then the last one, like I've explained before, is given to you with the last Plasmid right near the end of the game. So we've got Winter Blast 2 here in a minute. So yeah, you're free to buy. Once you have all but the last Plasmid slot and a level 3 Plasmid. So I'm going to get Winter Blast in a second too. Can't get the third one yet. Again, that doesn't unlock until later in the game. But once you have all of those, you're free to spend your Adam how you like. You'll see me mainly buy tonic slots because the more of those, you can actually buy all of the tonic slots without a problem. The more of those you have, the stronger you become because you can buff yourself with all the tonics, and some of them are really good. There's one that we get later on, which is Fountain of Youth, I believe it's called. Which, whenever you just stood around in water, you're gonna get your Eve and your life are just gonna go up. It is slow, but on this difficulty, if you're running out of hypodermic needles, you can just stand around in water and you're gonna heal and get all your Eve back. So you can just. Yeah, that just doesn't become a problem after that. There's always water in this game. I mean, we're in the sea, and the place is breaking down and leaking. So you can see the next room is full of water. It doesn't necessarily need to be a puddle either, I don't think. You can just sort of stand under waterfalls or something like that. So yeah, it's not going to be a problem. So here we've just picked up Security Command. I don't really use this one. You can sort of, if I threw this now at the enemy, the security bot would go after them. But I mean, they aggro anyway, so yeah, I don't use it. You can use it if you want, obviously, but I've got no need for it. This guy here blows up a camera. There's supposed to be a camera here to the left, and it's a really good one to hack, but unfortunately, I'm looking around, and the guy has managed to blow it with that grenade, so I can't hack it. But this room is, you do get attacked in here later on by spider splicers. Quite a lot of them, so having that camera hacked is beneficial really. And there is a turret up here as well that I want to hack. Trying to get these out of the way first. Doesn't go well, that bit. But hack that turret, because that's going to help for the fight later on as well. And there are mini turrets up here, which you use the hacker tool to throw to the ground, basically. And they are so powerful. Especially in the last boss fight, you can just put a load of mini turrets down and you don't need to worry about anything. So I do use mini turrets sparingly because they are kind of rare. But yeah, when you do use them, you can set them in a certain places and they just annihilate enemies. You will see me use a couple of them. So again, not much going on. This is the place, this is how you lead through to the next area, the next sort of mirrored saloon type place. But we're not going to be able to get in there because we need a code. I could tell you the code and I presume you could just move on, but we've got things to do. We've got audio diaries to find. We've got big sisters to use to harvest things together. We've got big daddies to kill. So we got more stuff we need to do in here first. So yeah, I'll jump back in when there's more going on.
But Andrew Ryan led us astray, my brother. Turned us from the Almighty. Dr. Lamb offers you salvation, Daniel. I ask only for proof that the barest flicker of faith remains in you. I left a gift for you at the Pink Pearl, in your offices. Find the code on it, brother. We shall pray together for your sorry soul.
Well, Mr. Diary, Mom's got a new security system to stop me from seeing Amir and the other kids. But security's just made of bits and bobs, like you are. And now we're the best of friends. Isn't that right? Anyway, Amir's got...
So here's another good reason that we left Grace alive as well, not just for a trophy, but she's going to help us out. Like this Numo here, she's given us more stuff to help us out, which is pretty good. And here is the spear gun. I don't know, this gun is really good against smaller enemies, not so good against bigger ones because it's really powerful and obviously it sticks them to the wall. But I mean, it's really slow, and the rivet gun is just as good against little enemies. So I don't really use the spear gun. You do get rocket spears later on, but it's just, I don't know, I don't like it as much. I think I use it in a second. Do I use it to sort of, yeah. So you can zoom in and sort of get a kill there, but it's so slow with the reload, and if you don't go for a headshot, it's just as it's not as good as the rivet gun, because the rivet gun is faster. So I just use the rivet gun, but it's obviously if you want to use it, it's up to you. But this is a hotel now where Father Wales is, Simon Wales. He's annoying. He runs away, basically, so you've got to follow him all the way to the top and then drop back down. And yeah, he just keeps on running around, and there are spider splicers everywhere in this bit. And there's a pretty difficult gather as well, which you will have a turret to help you out, but there are so many spider splicers. I suppose it's difficult because we're trying to research them as well. So every time one turns up, you're trying to get the camera out, and then you're researching them, and it gives them time to close the gap. But Winter Blast is going to be help here, and obviously that's later on. We're going to get a little sister here later when there's a big daddy near the top. If he's not here for you, obviously you can look around for him, just listen out. It's probably be outside. They'll either be outside again or they'll be in here. They do wander around, so you're going to have to find there the spider splicers. They don't turn up yet, but once they do turn up, they turn up. They do not stop. They are the main enemy of this bit and of most of this level after this, basically. So there is a turret off to the left here. This is where the first gather is going to be in here. You can see the corpses there on the floor on to the left already. There. Yeah, make sure you hack this turret. It's a really helpful one because the gather is where I'm stood right now. So it's going to help you with the enemies from a distance. And it helps off with those two off to the right as well. So yeah, basically what we're doing, chasing the guy up to the top, and then we're going to drop back down So yeah, I'll jump back in when we get to the top and jump back down, because there's a little bit to explain that makes his fight a bit easier, I suppose. So I'll jump back in then.
There's a reason I'm still around. Because I'm the fucking best. Hey! I'm smarter than you.
Sure, I've had some Johns in my time, and they've all got their kinks. But I think Rupert beats all. Keeps wanting me to splice up in the act. Says it'll heighten it for both of us. I said, honey, I ain't doing it for the heights. I'm doing it for the scratch. Besides, Danny would have a fit if I started needling. He does it himself, of course. But what's good for the gander gets the goose thrown off the drop.
Are you Simons? Well, here's me peace offering. Welcome to the Pink Second Pearl, sweethearts.
That has to be Daniel. Hunt him down and pin his ears back, kid.
Be better! This way! You ain't got no moral sense.
Where do you think you're a fan? Oh, what's the line? Take that out. Not again!
A brother sends you now? A little frickin' handyman?
and introspective. Now in the motherland, Simon and I designed cathedrals together. But I was the black old sheep back there, never believing a word of the Jesus bollock. Then, Andrew Ryan says he wants whales and whales for rapture. A cathedral with no...
Always making those saves before hacking a safe. They are the most annoying things to hack. It's probably because I always try and go for the blue. But we're going to drop down the hole that you've seen already here. And there are 2 turrets down here. Not immediately, but it is dark. You will get the torch out. But down this corridor bit here, there are 2 turrets. One to the right, one to the left. You want to try and hack both of them. There is a reason for this. Because the Father Wales, or Simon Wales, sorry. Whoever he is. He's outside. We want to try and get him in here. So I've just got Master Hacker there. That's from hacking from a distance. 30 from a distance. So hopefully you'll be getting that soon. There obviously is a lot more to hack yet, so don't worry if you haven't. But the hacker tool is great. You should be using it. So here is another Hacker's Delight, another tonic. So I'm going to replace the one I already have with that. Gives you a bit of Eve and health whenever you hack. Do I replace it? No, I'm going to drop it. And I buy some more slots. That was what I was going to do. I buy a load of slots later on and just put it in then. So the guy is out to the left here, and he just runs away. If you're lucky and manage to get him, he will follow you into that room. So he's just so annoying, this guy's fight, because there are so many other enemies around, especially these guys. So I could do this better. If you manage to hit him on the left as you go out the door, he will chase you into the room where the 2 turrets are. Probably could go back in there now, but I'm just trying to unload on him here. Do get lucky. The ice doesn't seem to work. He doesn't shatter because I suppose he is a named character. So we'll just finish him off like that. We are going to get his turret as well. That's why I kept it alive, because I wanted his turret. So there's the... oh, that was a bad one. There's the turret doing work at the end there. So this could have gone better. Could have taken him into that room with the turrets. He probably would have followed. But he does, if you hit him straight away on the left as he tries to run away, that's when you can to get him in there. So yeah, I've got this now. I believe the Big Daddy is coming up the stairs at this point. It is very soon. So this guy has an audio diary on him. That's why it's highlighted. But this is a story one. You can't miss this one. It's the code for the door from the other place. Is there a Big Daddy here? I'm sure it's coming upstairs. Yes, it was. So we're going to take this one on. Same as before. It's one of the rumblers. The new type, the ones with the grenades. I'm getting a bit turned around here trying to find the right plasmid, but essentially what I need is telekinesis, because I'm just going to throw stuff back at him. Because I have a bot with me, he does aim at the bot more than me, because that's what they do. And I do fail to catch a turret in a second. He's going to throw one over my head there. If they land, they can really be a problem. You're going to want to prioritize them. If you have a bot with you like I do, he's going to aim for the bot. So it's probably best to use Winter Blast like I changed to there. You're going to get the extra damage from the bot and from yourself, obviously. And he's not going to be able to throw any little turrets on the ground. So yeah, that was pretty quick again. Nice and easy. And the first gather is here. It's right behind me. It's the one where the turret is on the that we hacked before. You're going to see it here. This is quite a difficult gather because we are trying to research spider splicers, and there is a brute as well. I get kind of lucky because I did this one on my my practice runs, and there were a lot of spider splicers. I mean, every single enemy was. But on this one, it is mainly lead heads to start with, and then the spider ones turn up, and then the brute. So it's not as bad. But if you get mainly spider ones, this can be quite a difficult one. Essentially, what you want to do is post up behind this pillar. Try not to move to the right because the turret will start hurting you as well. So you will see them, they'll come down. It doesn't matter if they try and grab her like that, because it just gives you time to get a headshot, really. So you can use that to your advantage. Like that. And yeah. Once this one's done, we're going to be going back to another big fight, and I'll jump back in after that. But essentially just keep doing this, and research any splicers that you haven't seen before, mainly spider ones.
I hurt my daddy.
I'm trying to get under something. Step away.
Just an itsy
Black people, the little one. This ought to change it up.
Don't let him get me, Daddy. This angel's all done now. I'm telling the other girls that I have the best dad. No one ever gets any older. See the light in
Told
the
you to
tunnel?
keep looking. Now there's a metal daddy on our ass.
Send your daughter home.
You can see there's a big daddy there. He has a little sister with him. Unfortunately, there are no more gathers in this first bit, so I can't finish the gathers off and kill him and get her. So I'm just going to have to leave them for now. They obviously do come to the second area with you later on, so don't worry about that. I was thinking of buying the rest of the plasmids here, but I don't. I go for a lot of slots instead, and all those lovely research ones we got earlier on are going to be able to use, because you just keep buying slots. There we go. You can just put them in whichever ones you find best. I'm just using a placeholder because I know I'm going to get one later on, and I want to make sure I have room for it. This is the room we were in before. As soon as you put the door code in, the electric's going to cut off, and there's going to be a big fight. Lots of spider splicers. You see here we get a sort of an introduction to mini turrets now, and we're going to be able to use them. One at the top of the stairs is good there. Well, basically both stairs is good. I don't know if I put one there this time, but this is where I camp up. Obviously I'm going to be using the camera mostly. I think I do put one at the top of the stairs here. Doesn't last as well as it did the first time I did this bit on my practice run, but it still does it's a nice diversion. So I'm just going to make a save here. Make sure you do a save here, because this one can be quite brutal.
Found the code, did you? All right.
If you get overwhelmed. If you manage to get rid of them pretty quickly, it's not too bad. You see the power cut off in a sec. He does put some items in that pneumo for you. I think I forget to pick them up, but they're there. There's a mini turret and things like that. Trap bolts, always good. And there's a turret over there holding up that side. But because they are spider splicers, they will be using the ceilings to come and get you. But just make sure you have your camera ready. And then the last thing is a brute. And I think my ammo is really low. I completely forgot to get ammo, or I just burned through it. But I do get pretty low, and at the end you see me cycling through the guns, and I'm scraping together some the kills because I just don't have much left. Could even try and use the spear gun, and you see how useless it is against bigger enemies. Even with a headshot, it just doesn't do anything. So it's definitely for little enemies, that's for sure. So you can see them, you can sort of hear them. There they start coming. As soon as they just freeze them, a few headshots and they're down. So you can sort of, crowd control is quite good. Whoa! Crowd control is pretty good with Winter Blast, because you can just freeze them. 2 or 3, well 3 or 4 shots to the head does kill them. I'm not sure if yeah, there it is, the mini turret's doing a bit of work there. They definitely seem to go for the turret more than me last time, but I am running out of ammo, and the switch never goes work properly. There we go. Yeah, and that is a thing that does happen and is really, really annoying. It doesn't just happen with freeze, it can happen just randomly as well. You saw me freeze him and then shoot him in the head and use all my ammo, and now I'm sort of, they're on top of me because of that, because I'm freaking out now because that's happened. It really is annoying. So yeah, you see how quickly they can overwhelm you. So I'm looking, I've got no ammo here. Revert to the shotgun, and I've not really got the shotgun upgraded, so the reload speed isn't great, and it's just horrendous when it's not reloaded. It is really powerful, but it's really slow as well. You can see how, yeah, it's pretty good against when combined with freeze. So yeah, when those shots miss, it is really annoying because you just burn through your ammo and you're not actually doing anything. But this is going to be a brute. Shotguns aren't too good against brutes, to be honest. Because I knew it was coming, I could have planted another mini turret and that would have helped. But I want to save them for now anyway. Can use it, I think there's one in the pneumo. So shotguns are far too slow to use when using ice against a brute, because it just doesn't do enough damage and you're just going to burn through all of your Eve doing it. So we try and go the spear gun. That's a headshot with a spear gun. It's so slow. No, got no ammo there. So we just revert to heavy rivets, because they are a lot faster than the spear gun, but essentially do the same thing. So now we're going to be moving on to the second area. We're going to start with a gather, and that's where I'm going to finish the spider splicer research, a bit to my detriment, because they do overwhelm me pretty badly in this gather. It's quite embarrassing, to be honest, but I recover and everything is fine by the end.
You who have suffered beyond measure at the hands of men like Ryan, what is the cost of paradise? To end pain, to end sin, what must we pay? Eleanor is my answer.
Daddy, right here.
Sinclair, I don't care how you accomplish Lamb's removal from the public eye. Indeed, I'd rather cease contact with you altogether. But allow me to make this plain. I don't want to see Lamb on the streets again, peddling her Bolshevik fever dreams to my people. Bury her memory, Sinclair. Bury it. And salt the earth.
Angel.
She's gonna cure me.
Daddy's mad and we'll be sorry.
So you can see the mini turret putting in work there. This gather is going to start going bad really quickly in a minute. But you can actually research dead bodies. You get practically nothing for it. But yeah, don't bother really. So you can see them. They are just coming. This didn't happen to me the first time, but there are so many of them and they are not stopping. So I get the full research there, and I also get the Look at You Hacker trophy, which is interesting. That means that mini turrets are counted as hacked turrets, which is strange because they're not technically hacked. I deployed it myself, so that is interesting. Again, we're having that ammo thing. Look at this, and it just gives them all the time in the world to just pile on. There's one behind me now. Yeah, that just did not go well. Yeah, if you get that, do get a problem, melee is pretty strong when they're frozen. But there are so many. I do not remember it being this bad the first. Look at them. There's a ridiculous amount of them. There's one behind me. Anyway, this definitely could have gone better, and hopefully it does for you. The reason I didn't go on the other side, which probably could have been easier because I would have been further away, is there's a door there, and there isn't one behind me, yet they spawn behind me. So maybe stay over on the left-hand side of the little sister. That may have been a better idea. And they're over there by the fridge. Maybe that's better over there. So this one's done now, this little sister. We're going to put her in a portal and get the next one for this area. The big sister will appear after the next one, not this one, so nothing to worry about here. But we are going to, there are so many big daddies and they just keep spawning, so we're going to be using them to our advantage for sure, along with some turrets, which I get on a whim because I messed something up. So it does work out quite well. Under here's some more tonics and things, and that's what I'm going to be doing, just collecting things, and I'll jump back in when I see necessary.
Rapture. The keenest minds in the world, united under the ocean, yet somehow expected to subscribe to the same model of self-interest. Ryan could be staggeringly naive. As individuals, no matter how brilliant, each was a prisoner to his or her own ego, a sea of dreams in constant flux. But in Adam, their genes remain, ready to be tested against a moral vessel. Utopia cannot precede the utopian. It will exist the moment we are fit to occupy it.
Mr. B. Almost home. No time to play, Mr. B. More Adam's a big.
Welcome to the circus of value. No refund, no return. The pair bond is a success. If somehow an Alpha Series wanders too far from his little sister, our physical failsafe kicks in, a chemical trigger that induces coma. It is a symbiotic relationship enforced by the girl's signature. The first successful candidate was Delta, I believe. It is unfortunate that poor Dr. Suchong will not be here to raise a glass.
Roses on the inside, bottom inside. Sometimes the rosies spill all over everywhere. It's just a little. No strangers, nowhere.
It's up here! Weird! Shit! I'm always hiding!
Adam and me pocket.
One more for the bed. Wherever you are, hands looking at you. Shit! No gear! Man to man. Take a hit,
All the
matters
I
is
get
accruing
off
personal wealth. Now, then, anytime.
And I bagged up all the blankets so they'd be dry for her. Where the... Happy birthday!
Are we gonna be together again, Dad?
I gotta get in here! Turn the fuck around! I'm warning you! We don't need you mucking up our business! What is... No negotiation! Hand her over!
Went after Ryan all cockeyed. Solidarity angle was smart at first. Poor houses and bread lines, high-grade bunco. And that religious rights debate? Gotta wonder if she staged it just to watch Ryan squirm up there in his monkey suit. Lamb's only problem is, she really buys into the whole song and dance. Saving the world? Ha! Rapture just ain't her town. Ryan's got her on ice somewhere now. And I figured that opens up the charity scam for the professionals.
Hello? Hello? Who's there? Hey! I'm trying to concentrate! Her eyes!
I'm all alone here, Mr. Diary. You're my whispering friend. A doctor keeps coming to see me. He'll find Amir, and we'll steal a submarine. Before it's tomorrow, I'll know what sunshine feels like.
Prison! Baby Alice.
Lamb's followers are blinded by her promises. But it's clear that this religion she's cooked up is an elaborate front for some insane science experiment. She's twisting these girls into slaves, bringing Adam back to Lamb's science facility, Fontaine Futuristics. I've got to find it. I've heard the splicers mumbling that Alexander is the ferryman.
Dirty. Spectator. Hide up high.
You think I'm backed up? Sure, no, why not? You keep thinking that.
Oh, dog. Soon, Daddy, soon.
Step away. She belongs to me. What are you? Stop ignoring me! No, just let me!
Daddy, I'm ready. I'm always safe with Daddy.
Phew, well, it's been a while since I've jumped in, but here we are. We are about to turn the little sister in, and the big sister's going to show up. The idea is I do it at this point quickly because the big daddy's there. I don't think I actually use him. I've got a few turrets. I've got 2 turrets, bots, whatever, following me at the moment, so I'm okay with them, and I'm healing them as well. You see me healing them quite often, or repairing them. If you have that tonic yourself, make sure you're doing that. It's really helpful. It makes them last longer, obviously. I don't want to record this guy. I want to record the big sister as she turns up. The idea is to hit the big sister with the hypnotize. Don't throw it at the big daddy. I'm chasing him around trying to heal him. There we go, managed to get it. The big sister, because the big daddy will become hostile to you if you do it to him, and you really don't want that. So I don't know what she's seen. I was hoping she'd go for the big daddy, but he's walked off now quite far, and that's not going to work. So I've got restore health. I've got a bit more of a buff there. So this is how easy big sisters are when you have Winter Blast. I mean, I've just got her in place. There is nothing she can do. Had I not reloaded there, look at it. There's just nothing they can do. I am getting shot from behind. That's actually somebody from behind. So if they weren't there, that would have gone a lot smoother. But you can just see how easily you can get rid of them now with Winter Blast. I am using Winter Blast. I've got level 2, obviously. If you hold the button, it will charge it, and she will freeze into a block. It does last longer, but I'm going to be I just want to work towards Winter Blast 3 because it'll happen automatically there, and when the enemy dies, they sort of blow up into it, and everything around it gets frozen. So it's really good later on. So I'm just using the base form of it really at this point. So I'm buying more slots here because there's lots of good stuff I have, and then we're going to finish off the plasmids. So we've got Scout here. Then we've got Cyclone Trap, Insect Swarm, and Decoy. I don't particularly use any of them. The main one I just use is Winter Blast, to be honest. I mean, they could be really good. I remember using Swarm the first time I did this back in 2010 or whatever it was. That was okay. But I just like Winter Blast so much. It's a free pass, isn't it? You freeze the enemy, it can't get near you, and it can't hurt you. Yes, it doesn't do damage to them, but you do damage to them with your gun. So yeah, I just sort of stick with Winter Blast. Sometimes Hypnotize and sometimes Telekinesis, but that's it really. So Eve Saver is a really good one to have. Obviously you use less Eve when using your Plasmids, so that is a really good one to have. And we're done. We are done for this level with regards to running around finding stuff and little sisters and big daddies. That is all done. We're moving towards the final boss now. Just having a search around. The end of this level is really cool, actually. There's a lot of something quite quite intense happens. Reminds me of Call of Duty, Modern Warfare. If you played that, you'll know what I mean. So I'm just going to go through here. There's a bit of a build-up. I'll jump back in once we actually get to the boss fight.
Until Adam, the human animal was a slave to the gene, the inner tyrant. Lust, greed, rage, self-obsession was etched into our DNA. We were not pulling the great chain of progress, as Ryan believed, but shackled to it. But now, in theory, we can redraft the human blueprint. Serving the common interest can become as natural as breathing. The tyrant will simply go extinct.
Andrew Ryan left us wandering, confused, and alone amongst yesterday's wreckage. But Sophia Lamb shows us that we are not alone. We are together as a family. So when you see a man brought to his knees, recognize that he is your brother and pull him up.
What
Sophia Lamb
is
teaches
upon us,
us
children?
what is in common.
It wears a hide of iron,
What is
and its hands are
irreducible
death
right.
and change.
She guides us all.
It would seize the child from us,
along a
and
river
with her,
of battle.
paradise
Rapture's
itself.
daughter, Eleanor, shall be our vessel. In her, we shall be reborn.
Be ye soldier of the ground or angel of the sky, we must stand fast and send it howling back to hell.
All right, Doctor. I'm here. But don't think wearing this butterfly means I'm happy.
Great. I know you all too well. Want of child defines you. But biological loyalty turns us against the rest of the world, whom we ought to love in equal measure. Your poverty is testament to that, but your voice...
So this is it. I've just made a save. This is the boss fight. This is the end of the game. Not the end of the game. The end of this mission, this level, this area. Simon Wales. Oh my god. The ammo thing. It drives me insane. So yeah, it just puts you at such a disadvantage, and it's not your fault. That is one of the problems with Winter Blast. I think it's mainly when they jump in the air that it seems to happen. But this fight, to start with, you get a bunch of splicers come after you. When the the brute splicer drops in like he just did there, or he busts through a door or something like that. Throw a hypnotize at him and he'll help clear the bottom level out for you. It's easier to stay up here. I know I'm getting hammered by grenades and things, but there is a heal station which unfortunately has just been destroyed, and there is a heal behind me. So there's a lot, you can heal yourself quite easily up here. And then we're going to take this guy out, and then Simon Wales is going to show up. Simon Wales has a turret with him, a bot with him. Neutralize that as soon as possible, and if you can, hack it and have it work for you, because that is the hardest part. So I was going to destroy it, but it drops down, so I'm going to use it on I'm going to get it Jeeves, going to get him to do some work for me. Simon Wales is pretty tough. He's a spider splicer, but just concentrate on him. Keep freezing him. Keep doing whatever you're doing, however you work is. Enemies do show up. I'm just going to ignore them because I can burn through medikits and just concentrate on this guy. Because once you kill him, they all just wander off. They kind of just give up and wander away. Arguably, I should have, in the last weapon upgrade, I should have used the shotgun one and upgraded the preacher. I'm just reading the trophy as it pops there. Upgraded the clip. It says clip size, which is weird because you don't have one on a shotgun. But the clip size on the shotgun. And then I would have been able to go through the ice quicker. It does more damage. So that will be the next upgrade I get. But I've got ricochet on the machine gun. So that, yeah, well, basically the bullets just ricochet everywhere. And in crowded rooms, it's pretty good. So we're done. That's him dead, obviously. Now it's just a case of picking stuff up. And there's one more audio diary, actually. It's on the table behind me. It's a case of picking stuff up, getting some, just building everything back up. Ammo, health, Eve, whatever. There's quite a lot in the back room as well, so you might not need to buy as much Eve and health as I do. And that's it. You saw me get big spender there. That's for spending 2,000 in vending machines. It's easily done in this game. If you haven't got it yet, you will get it, because you need to. On this difficulty, you need to buy stuff. So you're going to do it, no problem. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So once we pick this audio diary up, that's all the collectibles and everything done. We just need to flick the switch in the back room here. And when we do that, one of the coolest sequences in this game is going to happen. So yeah, that's all I need to sort of say for this one. It's been a sort of a short one. I didn't really have to say too much. It is very self-explanatory, this one. It's just killing big daddies and big sisters and little sisters. Well, you're not killing them, but you know what I mean. Yeah, there's not much to this one at all. No missable trophies or anything in this area. So yeah, I'm just going to flick the switch and that'll be it. At the end, when we get to where our destination, Dionysus Alley, I think it's called, I'm going to show you all the collectibles, all the audio diaries, as I do at the end of all videos, plus where I'm up to with my research. Everything is researched but Big Sister, Big Daddy, and stuff we haven't met yet. So there is still Houdini splicers and Alpha Series. They are going to be introduced shortly. But don't worry, there's plenty more coming up. So if you haven't finished some of the stuff I've finished, you will be able to do it later on. The only one you needed to finish was the melee splicers. It's completely evading me now. No, it's not coming back. I don't remember. You know what I mean? The melee splicers. They're not in the game anymore. So if you don't have them, I did explain it in the time when to get it. But yeah, you're not going to see those anymore. So this is a pretty cool little sequence. Obviously, it's a bit like Call of Duty, if you remember that. Right, I'm going to get out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
Howling, brutish slog through the dark. This is who we are.
Get out of there, kid!
Look, Delta. It is the world for which you strive. You, alone among the dead.